million token, million token, million token. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon, that's right. I mean, we're gonna be rich, you guys. I don't see how we cannot be rich. This is it. Millionaires, all of us. I mean, this is the key. This was it. It was just that easy. It's like magic.
Now, you might be asking, who is this guy? Well, he is an ex-Facebook, ex-Google tech lead and the founder of Millions Token.
Ex-Google, ex-Facebook tech lead myself. You know, I am a genius.
He's known as TechLead on YouTube and has over 1 million subscribers. But what is this and why we are talking about him? Well, the story started when his name and his token, token, mentioned in news as a pump and dump scheme. YouTuber accused of engineering multi-million-dollar pump and dump via Uniswap. The YouTuber denied accusations he has rug pulled on his follower while asserting that Million Token is a social project that should not be considered as an investment. An ex-Google tech lead and YouTuber with more than 1.1 million subscribers has been accused of engineering a multi-million-dollar pump and dump scheme. So now it is time for us to put our investigation hat on to see what is going on with this. And let's be clear, I literally don't know what I'm talking about. However, after hours of research, I came across a video made by Investing in Life. And his video has been made 3 days after the launch of Millions Token. And in his video, he is providing proofs on how TechLead never risked losing money on his coin and how he abused his follower by consistently selling his coin to his viewer for a huge profit. But again, the video that we are about to watch has been made 3 days after the launch, and at the time the price of token was at around $16. Then it went all the way up to $223, and now it is sitting at $82 as of the time of me recording this video. So the scale and the amount he is making now is much larger compared to the time that token was at $16. So now go grab a coffee as we are gonna go technical.
So first of all, let's take a look at how the liquidity pool works. Because if you understand how this works, you understand how he has taken zero risk of losing any of his own funds. So basically, when you provide liquidity to Uniswap, you provide liquidity 50-50, the same portion of each asset to the liquidity pool. So he has 1 million tokens and 1 million USDC tokens, which I'm still skeptic that he would have had originally a 1 million USDC coins here, because I can't confirm that on chain.
I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this to get us started. I'm putting $1 million of my own money into this.
But let's just assume that he did have that amount to begin with. And in that case, for anybody to be able to access to his USDC, they would have to input this million token into this pool in order to get the USDC. But the thing is, because he owns 100% of the token in the beginning, nobody is able to sell it into the pool to get access to his original USDC, which means that he can never lose it unless the smart contract of Uniswap is being exploited. So anyway, that is pretty much the only way that he has risk here. Very smart way of getting your risk to basically zero. But this doesn't mean that your risk is zero on this one. So let's just take a look at what has been happening here, because he gives this website where you can get all of this information. And if we go here to this Etherscan to look at the smart contract, we can open up this one, and this is the contract. And then we can see here the creator of the contract is this address. This is the address, and now someone has marked here that this is the TechLead address. So this has been confirmed that it is his address, as he has mentioned that he is the one who created the coin. Now if we first take a look at these ECR20 token transfers, and let's just click view all, you can see here that there is no transfer where he would have sold any of these tokens. He's just providing liquidity and removing liquidity. So what's wrong with that? But that's where it gets suspicious, because I was looking at this one like, I don't understand why on earth would you be providing liquidity and removing liquidity consistently out of the pool, because this makes no sense. You're just basically burning Ethereum, until I realized what he's actually doing, which probably majority of the people will never even realize that has happened. So if you have Uniswap version 3 liquidity, you can define a certain price range which you will add the liquidity for. So here we have this nice little animation, which we can see that, for example, if you provide a certain range here, you can see when the price goes up and down, you can see how your assets on the liquidity pool will be changing here. So for example, this here, we are 100% on the DAI. So imagine if he inputs here this USDC and token, and then the price goes up here, he will be having only USDC left, as this liquidity pool will automatically convert his tokens into USDC as the price goes up. Now this is a very smart way of doing this, because then there is no transaction left on his wallet, which would mention here that he has sold a coin. Whenever you're providing liquidity to a certain range on Uniswap version 3, it will create an NFT into your wallet. And we can't see the NFTs here on this Etherscan, but if you go to a zapper.fi, this is another tool you can use to analyze what's in your wallet. We can see here the NFTs. So here, once we have opened up these NFTs, we can see that he has been providing liquidity to various price ranges here. Will automatically convert all of the tokens into USDC, just like we saw here on this one. When the price goes up, you will get 100% of USDC and 0% of tokens. Here we have the stable coins, but the same applies when you have the token and USDC. And he has been intentionally doing this for different price ranges, as he can define that, okay, I want to sell X amount of tokens, for example here for $4.8 per token, here for $5 per token, here he wants to sell them for $7 per token, here he wants to sell them for $20 per token. And he has been managed to sell at the price that he wants to sell the tokens by providing liquidity to this range without anybody ever noticing that, hey, this guy is actually selling the tokens. And once he has sold enough tokens at this price range, the range at the price that he wants to sell, so whenever he has added to the liquidity pool, it is out here. So it has gone out from his address to here. And then whenever he has withdrawn from the liquidity pool back to his own address, then it has come here from the Uniswap version 3 to his own address here. So example here we can see like 25,000, 54,000, and he has taken out 155,000 USDC. I mean, that's a very good profit there.
This coin can skyrocket in price. It can take us to the moon.
And if we go even further, there's this very nice tool called Zerion. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. And we can see here how much he has gained from this one. So if we just assume that he actually had the 1 million USDC in the beginning, he has already gained $1.2 million from doing this within 3 days. 3 days, $1.2 million. That's a $400,000 per day profit from doing this. Now you might be thinking that, but hey, he's also providing the tokens. Aren't they providing an X amount of this value here? But you can see here, million token, the token, he's holding only 100,000 tokens anymore on his wallet. And this is valued at 0 on this tool because it doesn't recognize the price for it, because it's a worthless token. It's not registered here as having any value at all. And further on this side, you can actually see the price range that he is using. He has here the $1 million worth on here. Probably this will be the backup, his original statement that he made in the video. But then we can see here $10 to $100. He has been selling this, and he has already gained almost $600,000 from this price range here, as well as 7 to 12. This is already locked in profit. So he's been selling via this method of using the version 3 liquidity pool functionality, that you can define the price range here. And whenever people are buying here and the price goes up, it just looks like naturally that there's only buy orders because people are buying in. But you have to remember, whenever somebody buys a token, somebody has to sell the token to you, and this guy is the one who is selling you the token for the price that you're willing to pay for it. Now, of course, later on, as more people have bought in, someone else might be already they're selling it to you via the liquidity pool, but he has gained $1.2 million off his viewers. This is unbelievable. And people are still buying into it. And then by the end of the day, if everybody just sells all of their tokens, he will still walk away with a huge amount of profit from this. And if this actually keeps going to like $100 worth one token, he still has here the 100,000 tokens, which would mean that he would technically then have another 10 million worth in his wallet.
And so then we could get to 5 million, $10 million market cap, 100 million, $1 billion market cap. I mean, the moon is the limit here. This could make all of us rich.
I'll put the link to the full video in the description down below for you if you want to check it out. With that being said, it is worth mentioning that TechLead put a disclaimer on his website, on Million Token website, saying that by purchasing Million Token, you agree that you are not purchasing a security or investment contract, and you agree to hold the team harmless and not liable for any losses or taxes you may incur. So at this point you have the information, and I'm not gonna say buy it or don't buy it. And these were information from other sources and was for entertainment purpose only. This was not financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor. And always please do your own research and take care of yourself and your hard-earned money.
We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon, that's right. I mean, we're gonna be rich, you guys. I don't see how we cannot be rich. This is it. Millionaires, all of us. I mean, this is the key. This was it. It was just that easy. It's like magic.
Also, leave a comment to see what you guys think about this. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And if you like this video, YouTube might push this video to others who might want to hear about this and might help them to be more cautious about this situation. And with that, thank you so much, guys, and I'll talk to you in the next one.